Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be with me here today. Walter here at the workbench with a safety tip. Now, I know, it's been 5 weeks since I impaled myself, but my injury has opened my eyes. It has pulled the veil off and allowed me to see things that I want to point out. Now, I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not saying anyone out there should or should not do what they're currently doing. But I see things now a little more clearly, and I see accidents waiting to happen. So I am going to bring to you some thoughts, and you think about them. And if you think I'm right, implement them. If you think I'm wrong, ignore them. But there are some simple things we should not do. Okay. So let's start with axes. Axes are very good tools, and axes can be used in a variety of ways. And yes, sometimes when using an axe, you will get close to your hand because you're holding a piece of wood. That requires some mindfulness and some discernment because you want to make sure you're doing your cut, but you're not cutting your fingers off. Got it? Got it. Now, two tools that drive me crazy when I see people using them on the internet: knives, especially marking knives. I see people laying out joints. I can't really do it, but I'm just going to kind of illustrate my point. And they're trying to mark out their joints thusly, but their thumb is right at the end of where they're marking it out. Or you're marking something out like this, and your thumb or your forefinger is right there. Okay, just understand that one wrong slip and you have a cut. That's with a knife. Now, with a chisel, on the other hand, and my handle fell out, so ignore that. Or actually, I could bend down and get it. There it is. It's that time of year. As the wood dries out, the handle can come loose on a socket style chisel. But let's talk chisels. Okay? Did you know that the rule is you should always have two hands on a chisel or a gouge? Never one-handed. Okay? Here's why. If I want to pare an edge here, I grab it, I pinch it, and I control it thusly. Okay? If I want to prevent blowout or tear out, I would pinch it before it exits the wood. See that? Okay, your one hand controls the cutting edge, and the other hand applies some force forward. Now, I have seen too many recently. I have seen too many videos and pictures and explanations of how to make things online where people will have their hand holding the wood and a thumb sort of guiding the chisel. Well, what happens if you lose control? You go right into your hand. You go right into your thumb. You go right into your palm. You follow me? Some injuries are minor, like if you happen to just cut some flesh here or some flesh here. But if you do like I did and slice your tendons, sever your tendons, now we're talking serious hand surgery. Okay, so chisels, carving gouges, knives of all sorts need to have your hands out of the way. Now, with a knife, if I want to ease this edge, I can use my thumb as a guide. But it's out of the way when it comes to the end of the cut. If I go this way, there's nothing in the way. I have less control. The thumb gives you some control. But never use a knife and have another appendage on the opposing side of that cutting edge. Got it? Got it. Same thing with spoon carving. You have a curved hook tool and you're holding the wood and you're carving that out. You have to make sure that your final stroke is not in contact with flesh. So I mean, I don't want to go over this over and over and over, but I just see a lot of people using tools wrong. And especially now, since I had my injury. So as to a hand update, I was at the doctor yesterday and I did my occupational therapy yesterday. I don't know how much more I can stand the occupational therapy, but I will pursue and get through it as much as I can. I go back in 2 weeks. They're saying that the digits are healing. They're all working. Okay? See that? They're all working. Hello there. And I'm very grateful and thankful for that. So now I just have to get through reducing down the swelling, getting some more motion, and getting out to 8 weeks to 12 weeks and maybe start doing some decent work again. So there you have it. Safety in the woodshop is your responsibility, not mine. And I do understand that sometimes accidents just happen. It's just the way it is. But if we can avoid accidents, then we will take some mindfulness, take a breath, step back, think things through, and be safe. So that's it for this one. Like, subscribe, and share. Your good friend Walter, out.